welcome back to Total Spotfest. This is JJ Brownlee, and returning this week, I want to say a triumphant, and as a person, he will be a triumphant returning Mr. Jamie Faulkner.
Your champion. Your champion.
Yeah. Your dog can't say that, but sorry. I was trying to take a dig at her because she lost all her games this past week. So.
Oh yeah, they got their taint skin in zone.
It happens. So welcome back, Jamie. I hope you had a good. Even though you were doing a lot of softball and stuff like that, sweating in the heat, wasn't too bad. Originally, I said you were in Oklahoma, which was totally wrong. But my God, what if you were in Oklahoma last week?
Oh man, it would have been rough. I mean, Iowa got up to 100 on Saturday. We only had 2 games Saturday, but it was enough.
Yeah.
It was enough.
Well, it's like you get over 90, and it's like, does it even matter, really? My mom always said, about the heat. It's like that's why she preferred the winter more. Because I always put on more clothes, but you get naked and you're still hot, you're screwed. So. But no, we want to give a special shout out. Thanks to Michael Reed for stepping in last week. Michael from a podcast still to be named, coming back soon. He's still working out some kinks and stuff. For those of you who haven't checked it out, go check out our episode last week. Michael sat in for Jamie, did a great job, kind of helping me get through everything. Gave a preview of Journey Pro and Death B4 Dishonor. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of good times. But it's good to see you back, my friend.
Feels good to be back, sir.
All is right in the world. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us here, because we have a lot of things to cover. We have some big news stories, which I know you know all about, but we got lots of things to say about it. We're not going to do a full preview. Oh, so many things. As soon as it happened, I immediately thought of you. I was just like, all right. And then the other shoe dropped. And then and the shoes kept dropping. I go, holy shit.
Yeah. It's amazing what happens with shit. It does roll downhill.
It confirmed for sure. So if it's your first time here, you can definitely join the conversation. If you're watching us on YouTube, drop a comment down below. Give us a like and subscribe while you're down there. It definitely helps us out quite a bit. If you want to hear more, you can hit the subscribe bell. Let you know when we go live. And if you're just listening to us on your favorite podcast provider, you can get in touch with us if you would like at Total Spotfest on Twitter. So, there's a bunch of other stuff going on too. So I know that, we got Journey Pro coming up this weekend. We're going to talk about that momentarily, but did you have a chance to watch much wrestling while I know you were kind of like for the whole week you were in softball world. So
yeah, I mean, I got to watch some of Dynamite. It was a good show.
Did you watch the Dynamite Massacre or whatever the shit that was called? I don't even remember anymore.
It was
the barbed wire. Yeah,
that shit show. Yeah, it just was a hot mess. But yeah, watched it.
Okay.
It was all right. It was a good show. And then didn't watch anything. I was able to watch because we got home Sunday. But then on Monday I was able to watch some of Death.
Of Death B4 Dishonor. Okay, Death B4 Dishonor. I watched it Saturday night. Paid, got my pay-per-view going, did the thing, and I don't know if it was better than the first ROH pay-per-view, but both ROH pay-per-views are probably 2 of my favorite shows I've watched this year. I mean, we talked about this, Michael and I did last week as well too. Speculation. You and I have made mention before. Especially with all the HBO Max hubbub out there, right? I mean, should they keep doing all this like Game of Thrones promo in the middle of the fight?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
We know it's coming, Tony. Just drop it. Just put it out there. We know it's going to happen.
Winter is coming. We know.
I mean, the whole Mad King graphics they're putting out for Eddie King. It's like, yes, just give us it. But speculation, and kind of Michael and I talked about this, but we've mentioned this before, that I think ROH is a great candidate for kind of like the old school way they did NXT, having that sort of weekly show bit, right? An hour long ROH, your developmental, if you want to call it that, but secondary brand sort of thing, I'm sure they'll have something of that sort. But even if they don't, and they just put together these banger pay-per-views every 3 months, cool. I am in.
Yeah.
So, and they went all out too. So they had 4 matches on their what do they call the buy-in? They called it 0 hour, right? Colt Cabana, who I mentioned to you before, had said that he's going to be part of the ROH brand. He sure as hell was. He won against Anthony Henry. You had Cheeseburger was on there. That was great to see. You had Brian Cage, the Gates of Anarchy. They're now not part of Tully Blanchard because he's now gone. And
like they originally said it was flight things, and then next thing you know, it's like, nope, he's gone.
So, yeah, that was actually a really entertaining match. You see, the combination of Tony Depp and Alex Zane and Blake Christian, I could live off of that. I'm not going to lie. Plus, we got to see Willow Nightingale and Allison Kay. Yes, please. Willow Nightingale getting that big push. Allison Kay.
I love me some Allison Kay.
Did you see her? I don't know if you were able on Twitter at all, but did you see her tweet post match?
No.
So
where she's all folded up, is that the one where she's
she was folded up butt straight in the air, because that's kind of how she got like power bombed down and pinned. And then after she was pinned, Willow stood up and Allison just stayed there, ass up in the air. And she said, "I may not come on top, but I'm always a great bottom."
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yes.
Like, kudos to you, Allison. I love Allison. And I'll tell you what, if you want a good time, go follow Allison Kay on Twitch. You should check it out. So she gets on there. Occasionally her and Marty Bell, they'll do like a hot girl like stream where they're got like a fake pool in her house, you know. But it's basically her sitting there, and she'll bullshit and talk. She'll watch wrestling, but she also will sit there and kind of drink with us and go on dating apps and have the Twitch viewership decide if she should swipe right or left.
Oh my god, that's great.
Thoroughly enjoy. Love me some Allison Kay. So Allison, love you to death. But then the show started off hot, and I mean hot, because of what happened apparently backstage, which I know you had plenty of things you wanted to say about. But Claudio Castagnoli versus Jonathan Gresham. No Tully Blanchard, of course, because fuck him apparently. And no Octopus Get Up, none of that. He came out.
No Cthulhu mask. Yeah.
Came out, and a very enjoyable opening match, but that did see Claudio become the ROH World Champion. Now, you had thoughts about it because there was some blow up that happened, we heard, from Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah, that's an understatement there, JJ. Yeah, so he evidently he was a little salty about dropping his belt. And he cussed out Tony Khan apparently. And because of this, he's deleted his Twitter. He's gone radio silent. I mean, you could see in his entrance, he was pissed off. Like, you could just see it, the way he wrestled. He didn't quite sandbag because he is a professional, but he definitely did a little bit no selling. God. And like, that's so out of character for Jonathan Gresham.
100%.
Like, everybody says he's like one of the nicest guys in wrestling, like, to all reports I've read. And some other people might have a better understanding of him behind the scenes, but
who knows?
So, like, for him to cuss out Tony Khan and ask for his immediate release, like, right after the match, like, get me the F out of here.
Yeah.
Like, that says something. Like, something happened, and I feel like there's more to the story than just him blowing up. And I don't know if we're ever going to get that until he finally becomes non-radio silent.
And all of it was very odd. You know, I mean, he came out like right away before he deleted his Twitter. He's coming out hot, talking about how black basically, how white men who known as great wrestlers, but black men have to be great black men who are also great wrestlers. And he's just going off on this weird tangent, and I'm thinking in my head, it's like, where are you coming from this? It's like, you've been featured prominently on all AEW, ROH things, like all of them, plus Impact, plus GCW, plus a bunch of other stuff, right? And like I made mention last week to Michael, if you're trying to sell something, you go with a recognizable face if it's brand spanking new. And no offense to Jonathan Gresham, if I put him on a poster, a lot of people are going to be like, I don't know who that guy is. You put Claudio on the poster, they're like, oh, that's that wrestler guy. I saw him that one time, back in the, that they
WWE does the swing thing.
Whatever it is, he's a recognizable face. Much like, I don't know, maybe the first ever AEW World Champion, Chris Jericho. Did he deserve to be the first one? Probably not, Should have been maybe Kenny Omega from the start. But then again, in America, how many people would look at Kenny Omega on a poster and immediately know who he is, right? A couple thousand marks. But, the reality, now they built it up and he got him to the point. And I think Jonathan Gresham, I don't know what the relationship is. I don't know for sure if he has actually been released, if he's taking a time off and cooling off. But I think that he can get to that point, be the Kenny Omega of ROH, right? I don't think it's a slight on him, but boy, he took it that way.
Yeah, that dumbfounds me. I'm really curious to see what happens from here.
I wonder if there's something else involved with that. I wonder if there's like a money thing, because it's like you said, everybody to a man has said he's been wonderful, and he's been around ROH or AEW ROH for a hot minute now, right? So there had to be something else up. But we'll keep you abreast if we hear anything. The rest of the show was pretty good. Wheeler Yuta looked good. Him and Daniel Garcia put on a great match. Yeah, the 6-man tags changed hands. Dalton Castle and the boys, who was a spectacle to see. Let's just put it that way. They won that. Mercedes Martinez kept her title. Smojo kept his title. But the real meat of the matter was a match that I know you did make a point to watch, and thank you for that.
Thank you, Internet, for allowing that to happen free. Thank you.
Yep. For the short time you could, you're able to grab that son of a bitch.
Because it's not there anymore.
It's an hour-long FTR. Briscoes 2 out of 3 falls. I mean, you could have... This is... I wax poetically a lot about my favorite match of all time. AJ Styles Daniels. And there was a second one that happened that was not quite as good, but better than most other things I've seen as well. And I could watch those 3 during that time period on repeat. I've probably seen the original one from, at least, 30, 35 times, right? It's, if not more. And Briscoes FTR, I don't know. I'm putting it for this generation's version of that. Just any combination, put it on my screen. Give it to me. This match, well, you watched it, and FTR retained, by the way. Briscoes got the first pinfall. FTR got the next 2, right? Full hour they went on this too, Do you think it was better, equal, a little bit less than the first one? What are your thoughts compared to the original? Because the original... up until this point, I know was by far my match of the year.
Yeah, that is a difficult question. Because I also look at them separately. Like, it's weird. It's hard to quantify. Honestly, in my head, I want to say it's better. Like, everything in my mind is like, that was arguably one of the greatest matches I have watched. Like, that 2 out of 3 falls was insane.
It was.
But does it hold the same weight as the first one when FTR won? Like, they took the titles. And it's like, it's hard for me to say one's better than the other. Okay. So I'm going to say they're on the same plane.
On the same level. Okay.
Yes. I
am going to, and this is going to, I know it's going to cause some heat, maybe. Whatever. I'd put this below the first one.
Oh.
And I say that for a couple of reasons. And the first one, I know is a pretty obvious one, but hey, this is my honest opinion. We don't get this without that first one, right? If we didn't have that instant classic 30-minute, just what the F did I just see, between them, I don't think we get this. I think having a single fall match lends itself a little different credence than a 2 out of 3 falls match. Doesn't not in a bad way. I mean, one of my favorite matches from NXT, my favorite match between Gargano and Cole was their 2 out of 3 falls match, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying to slight this at all. This was amazing. This was more than worth the price of admission. Like I said, like I thought it was going to be. Like I would have paid $40 just to see this match. Like that was how good this was. But I still think the original was just a little bit better.
So to your point, though, you said that you wouldn't have this match if it wasn't for the first one. Well, I can easily say Taker Michaels 2 is better than Taker Michaels 1.
And I'm with you there. And I think that there are those instances, of course, that are that way. But in this one, I think that first one was so damn good.
This one too, though, like
it's not, yeah,
like it's hard. Like,
yeah, I'm talking like we're splitting like eighths of a hair of eighth of a star rating between the two of them. If we're going to go that, like it's that, like I just like the first one just a little bit more than this one here. But this one here was amazing. Some of the best tag team wrestling you've probably seen because they did go an hour long. You got to see literally everything, right?
Yeah, like legit. Like we're talking filet mignon with asparagus and garlic potatoes, and then you have comparing that to filet mignon with asparagus, garlic mashed potatoes, and gravy. Like that's what we're comparing it against.
Yeah,
like that's
we're not far.
It's still a very delicious meal, and I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of it.
Yeah, it was so damn good, and I'm very interested to see where they go with this here. FTR is definitely on that trajectory to get the AEW titles. But the Briscoes have signed long-term deal with ROH too, so I think that's great for them. I really want to see what the kind of what the future really holds for ROH. Right? They've got a lot of things established now with it, and AEW doesn't have the time to have all this stuff still running inside of AEW. Dynamite, Rampage, Dark. We got to have some sort of AEW or RH separate thing. So let's see what happens. So Death B4 Dishonor, though, oh my God, I love this pay-per-view so much. So well worth
it. There's one chance to beat it this year, I think. I think All Out is going to beat it already.
All Out... It's interesting because where are we at? We're about, where's my calendar in front of me here? So we are a little
bit over a month away.
5 weeks away.
Yeah. So they're gonna start building for it now.
Yeah, but it's just now. We have no idea except for one announced event that's happening at All Out. We have no idea what the card's going on here for All Out. I don't know.
Well, CM Punk's supposed to be healed by then, so you're gonna have CM Punk Moxley.
And I've heard Omega's not far off. Adam Cole's coming back next week. Now that's going to be on TV. I know he's still not cleared to wrestle. He's been going to 3 or 4 neurology appointments every week. I know that because I follow him on Twitch, and he's very open about his very important appointments he has.
Yeah, because his concussion's been pretty damn serious. So
well, yeah. Plus, he probably had a bunch in WWE that weren't necessarily treated the way they should have been. Just saying.
What? No.
Yeah. Let's talk about a company that does treat people the way they should be treated. And that's our good friends over at Journey Pro.
Yes, Journey Pro has their next show, Raytona Beach Bash.
So, do you have your get up for Raytona Beach Bash?
Oh, I mean, I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts and a hat.
But you have
maybe a bucket hat. It's gonna be 82.
It's a very special shirt that he's wearing.
Yes,
I have
my shirt.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, we're both going special of sorts. I'm going full beach wear. I got a nice little beachy shirt. I got my little beachy hat. It's gonna be nice, but
I have a trolling shirt. It's a trolling shirt.
So good.
Put that out there for the universe to understand. That I have, and I actually happen to have a spare of that shirt to give to the person I'm trolling. So it's only
That's how Jamie
fair.
rolls.
It is. It's like, hey, not only am I gonna slap you in the face with my trolling you, here's a gift of me trolling you.
Here's a gift to remember it by.
Yes. Because if you're gonna troll, you gotta do it. You don't half-ass it. You whole-ass it.
Yeah, troll hard.
I only whole-ass. Yeah, troll hard. Yeah. So Raytona Beach Bash is coming up this Saturday. I know you guys went through a rundown of everything. There's a few matches on here that definitely want to see. I'm really excited about Masha and Christian Rose going at it.
I'm so glad I get to see that match.
Oh,
I mean, I know it sucked for last month, but I'm glad that match is happening in front of my eyes. So,
yeah, same. Honestly, one of the ones I'm most looking forward to is the Reckoning versus the Workhorsemen. I hate to say this publicly, but I really hope Jeremy Wyatt and Luke Langley show them that everything's better from Kansas City. Just saying.
Here with the barbecue again. Yeah, we're taking.
Yeah.
At least we're supposed to. I don't know after this show, but we're supposed to. I got confirmation from JD Drake. He agreed to let us take him to get some real barbecue here in Kansas City. So,
yeah. So we're gonna do that. Sleeper match of the night. Actually, it's no sleeper. These guys are studs. They'll be on TV like we talked about. Darian Banks and Kenny Alfonso. We will see that on TV someday.
And the 4-way though, man, the 4-way is that I think we know is going to be a slapper, but the 4-way is the one that's gonna fucking bang though.
Yeah. Anaya, Carly Bravo, Warhorse, and JDX that. So I'm conflicted because we got Anaya, part of the Howlets. So Audrey is automatically going to be super cheering for Anaya.
She's team heel shit. We know this.
She's team heel shit. She will be there in attendance. Obviously, we're JDX guys. We got crab hats. I might bust them out. Do you want me to bust out the crab hats or not?
I'm not taking off my beach hat, but I'll put the crab hat on in concordance with it, which will be, when you see my beach hat, will be interesting. We'll say that.
Okay. Well, maybe I can get my daughters crab hats.
Well, give it to the girls. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. We'll make the girls wear it. Like, why are we wearing it, Bob? I'm not telling you.
It's going to be tough because, and it's like, and Warhorse is one of our longtime favorites too, like we fucking Warhorse. He rules ass. So it's like,
he rules ass.
Carly's great. It's like, God, this match here, but especially between Anaya and JDX, Confliction City. I'm telling you. I mean, I hope that they both win by getting a pin at the same time. How about that?
How about, because this will make every fan of Journey Pro very happy. This will make every fan.
Okay,
of Journey
all right.
Pro
Let me hear your proposal.
If Anaya goes for a pin, while JDX does the Chicago Crab, aka the Lion Tamer, gets the tap and the count of 3 at the same time. So everybody gets. I get my Lion Tamer submission for a win. So that means I don't yell out Lion Tamer anymore, which will make everybody happy. Everybody.
I think Anaya might even let JDX get that pin if he's doing it on whoever, just to let them just shut you up for all time.
yeah, he might. He might do that.
I would put it past him. So,
but I mean, he is the proprietor of heel shit, so he probably wouldn't do it just to be a heel.
True that.
So, the one match that my daughters are most excited for, and that is the Wasteland War Party going against Sam Beal and Dallas Cade.
Somebody gonna die.
So yeah. Audrey is really excited to see Heidi Howitzer. So is Jessica. Jessica's going to be coming as well. Mm-hmm. They are not very familiar with the one known as Max the Impaler, which is great for me. I'm like, oh, you are going to love them.
You got to throw a bit deep in on some Max land. That's going to be great.
Yes. And Audrey wants to get an autograph of them and put it on the wall. So I'll join the ranks, but she definitely wants one of those two for sure.
Did you see Walter's announcement he had earlier this week?
I did not.
So he got on Twitch and Facebook and did a little announcement. And for those of you who haven't heard, you can definitely go to either twitch.tv/Journey2Anarchy, Journey to Anarchy, or Journey Pro KC on YouTube. They've got it up there. So he did a quick little announcement. It was on there that it had been said that he had let it be known because he had some health issues before, right? It caused some problems last year. Right, and we love us some Walter. He's been getting better from that, and it was recently announced, not too long ago, that his wife has had some health things going on as well. Well, the unfortunate news was that some of the things going on with Stephanie, his wife, are a little more serious than was initially thought, and he is going to be taking a step away from the running and participation thereof. Journey Pro.
Oh.
He's still going to be involved with the school a little bit, right? And he'll be at the shows. He's not going to be, he'll be a fan, though, moving forward. He's not going to be Walter from Journey Pro KC like we knew, because things are more important in life. And we wish nothing but the best. Walter and Stephanie, we love you guys. 100%, but I didn't know if you heard that, so I thought I'd at least let you know.
I did not.
So this will be his last show actually being a part of the show, a part of everything.
Wow. And we know Stephanie. We love Stephanie. She is a great human, and I only hope
she's a Blues fan, so that makes sense.
I only hope that she can, beat whatever is going on with her, and
most
thoughts and prayers with her.
So I didn't want to spring that on you and give you down thoughts, but I didn't know if you had heard that at all. So
no, I did not. That sucks.
So, but the good news is they're not going anywhere. They're focusing on getting better. So hope and pray for that. There, if that's your thing, definitely do it for Walter and Stephanie. And we'll see you at the show. We'll put you next to Jamie so you can hear the Lion Tamer chants in earnest.
Yes. Walter can sit by me because he's already told me how much he loves the Lion Tamer.
So much. Well, all right. Let's turn this frown upside down. Let's get into some more positive things here. And once again, love to Walter, love to Stephanie. But every week we like to highlight an independent wrestler that maybe you heard of, maybe you hadn't. And I know that Mike filled in last week and gave me a gaggle of independent wrestlers to look up. So thank you for doing that. But Jamie, I know that you have come prepared as well. So do you have somebody for our independent wrestler spotlight?
I do. I really do. And this person, I may have said this person before. If I have, I apologize. Mike probably definitely did.
Let's find out.
Mike has her shirt. And this is none other than the Danger Dungeon's own Daddi Doom.
You have not done her yet.
So Daddi Doom is somebody that we absolutely want to see in Journey Pro. Yes. Chris, hopefully you're hearing this. Good friends with Heidi. She is a phenomenal wrestler. She has a S&M vibe to her, but she has the
vibe to her. She's a goddamn dominatrix.
Okay, she's a dominatrix, ladies and gentlemen, and I'd be more than happy to tell her my safe word. But in all seriousness, she's a phenomenal wrestler. Yes. Yeah. Fottenheim. Yeah. So anyway, she is a phenomenal wrestler. She has been all over in the Colorado area specifically. But yeah, solid find. Look her up on YouTube. She's got a few of her matches up on YouTube. Great wrestler. Love to see her come in Kansas City someday. Love to interview her as well. Hopefully we can make that happen in the near future. But Daddi Doom is a great find. You can follow her on Instagram and the Twitters at Daddi Doom. That's DADDIDOOM.
And links, of course, down below for all that. Yep. It's a great Twitter follow as well. Her and Heidi. Yeah. We talked about Heidi and Max's discourse on Twitter. Heidi and Daddy Doom's discourse on Twitter is almost as good too. It's very nice. Good, very good. So yeah, that's not one you had done. You thought you did, but nope, you didn't.
Yeah, no. I there was a chance. I was confident that Mike probably brought her up because Mike has a Daddy Doom shirt, loves himself some Daddy.
Mike actually had he brought more than one up last week, which I know is more than we usually do, but he was a guest, I'm gonna give him a little slack. I kind of sprung on him last second too, but he actually, because we were talking about, because he used to live in found his love for independent wrestling from when he lived in Dallas. So he actually did a plethora of North Texas related wrestlers, those he saw or discovered in like North Texas promotions, Dallas promotions, or they're based out of there, so that was more what he did. So you beat him to it.
Yeah. I'm not sad.
That would get you a reward from Daddy Doom. Okay, we're moving on. Let's move on. Fast away.
Quickly.
So, like I said, we're going to talk about the big news, which involves a company that we haven't talked about in earnest in a long while. But
it may make us talk about them.
We'll see. We'll see is the name of that game. For sure. So in the meantime, let's talk about something that we do talk about a lot, and that is AEW, because last night was AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen. I am really sick of all these named shows every week. I'm sorry.
Yes. Fight for the Fallen.
And this was their charity show, and I hate even saying it because of last night, but whatever.
Yeah, it's for Oceana.
Oceana. It's
Oceana.
It helps.
Whatever.
It's for Marine.
I
Marine
can say
life.
Japanese names, but can't say that.
You've been watching way too much New Japan. That's not true. That's not a statement that can happen. I've been watching a lot of Stardom lately. A lot of Stardom.
Oh, dude, Stardom's so good.
Stardom's so good. I gotta see Julia over here in America. I have to. She is. I gotta see her in America. I gotta see her live in front of my freaking eyes. Sorry, I have to.
She's amazing.
Oh, I love her character.
All right. So let's just talk about AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen. Yeah. And I can sum up real quick. It was okay.
I agree. Thanks for coming, guys. We'll see you next week. Same bad time, same bad. No. I don't know. It didn't do.
I left wanting.
I'm with you. I told you this, I think, a little shortly after the show happened, but it's the first 40 minutes or so, cool, I was in for. And then I just was meh for the rest of it, which sucked considering one of the matches that was in that rest of it was one that I was dying to see.
So the very first match was an absolute banger. And
unbelievable.
that's an AEW thing. Their first matches always are solid. And then they end with a banger. And they did end with a banger. They really did. There's a technical match of my dreams. And the middle was okay. I was a little disappointed in the women's match because their match in Japan was way better than this one. It was still good. Don't get me wrong. It was a solid match. The Thunder Rosa Yamashita match was solid. But the one in Japan that was on Dark, I felt was 10 times better.
I think it was. And they even made reference to it in the middle of the match that feels like both competitors are holding back. And in a way, they kind of were. And maybe it was, they tried to play it off too because it's a title match. So it's that ill tense. And it's that's a good way to commentate sell it because something was off with it. They just weren't crispy. They weren't, and that was my whole problem with it. That's why, I liked it, but I was looking forward to this match since I heard them doing the first one, and then I found out I saw the match. It was amazing. And then we're going to get one on Dynamite. What? And then it just
right.
Yeah. That was my take on it.
But okay. So the very first match of the night was by far the best match of the night.
100%.
That was Jon Moxley versus Roosh. And wow. And Roosh had an excellent match against his brother Dragon Lee at Death B4 Dishonor.
Yes, he did.
That match was amazing. And this match, like, it had everything. The one thing that still's pissed me off about Jon Moxley is now he's got the captain's hook submission, the bulldog choke, which drives me nuts.
I know you don't like that submission, but
and I'm a submission guy, and it's just disappointing because he could do so much better.
I'm with you, but I still argue that for his character of the don't give an F, barroom brawler, backstreet Cincinnati kid, that is the simplest way to get someone choked out. It fits his character so well.
Yeah, I'll give you continuity.
I still are that's my argument for it. I'm not submissions are your thing, I know. So I could care less. But that's my argument.
So, like, this match had everything. You had Andrade coming out, then you had the Lucha Brothers coming out, make a save. Like, it had all those things. Like, there's
Rush went hot all over from the start too. My God.
Oh yeah,
he for 8 minutes, just beating the shit out of Moxley.
Did his patented or vintage Roosh biting of the forehead.
Oh.
Like, it had all the goodness, but of course, Moxley wins, and then he gets greeted and congratulated by Chris Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Society with Anna J?
Or Anna J.A.S. She said, not me.
I know.
In her, she looks. I'll go there because I'm the single guy, but she's in her full like Britney Spears red leather. She looked amazing. She also did look a little out of place.
Oops, she did it again, and I mean that was
that was a good one. I'll give you that one.
But so the big piece about this too was honestly Moxley. His promo was way better than Jericho's promo.
Right.
Just because I'm over this Jericho. I beat Eddie Kingston. It's like I could.
I'm the wizard.
Yeah, and then here comes Jon Moxley just making fun of all of his nicknames. He's like, you know what? I want the Lionheart. I want the guy from the Super J Cup.
When he said that word, what did your heart do? Did it skip a beat or did it? Because I know as soon as you heard that word, you were like, instant.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just basically want, come on, baby. Yeah, this is exactly what I want.
With the poof coming out and
yeah, with the hair. Yeah, with the bangs and the hair pulled back. Yes. And then the chops, absolutely. Like, that's my favorite Chris Jericho of all time, the Lionheart Chris Jericho, the master of the Lion Tamer, the man who has perfected my favorite submission of all time.
One of his 1004 moves holds as well.
Other than the Saskatchewan Purple Nurple and arm bars.
Don't forget number 4, armbar.
Armbar. So
yeah, okay, calls cool. The lineup 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now at some other named version of Dynamite because that's
Quake by the Lake.
Quake by the Lake.
Stop with the names. Stop with the fucking names. That one's terrible. This at least okay. These ones at least you've had before, right? And you're making more for no good goddamn reason. Stop it. Just AEW Dynamite. That's fine. Cool.
Yeah. Beat down to Beantown. Come on now. So anyway, the big news though, and I want to get your thoughts on this because
was it kind of a little bit buried in the middle of all this too?
Yes. Trios championship that's going to be crowned at All Out.
There'll be a tournament at All Out, and oh, by the way, these things in front of us, that's what they are. They're the trios titles. It's like, wait, what? Just dot.
Okay. Just unveil them.
Yeah, just right there.
Just
hey, here they are. We talked about it for a long time. You speculated. We got them. We're doing a tournament. We made mention of the All Atlantic Championship, which I don't know if we talked about this when it happened, but do you follow RJ City on Twitter?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He had the best tweet I've ever seen in my life after the All Atlantic title got announced. All Atlantic title, all this stuff, everyone was tweeting, yeah. And his response was just, fuck the Pacific. I'm sorry, I had to go there. But we've made mention of the All Atlantic title when it came out. Too many belts, right? Too many belts. Too many belts?
Mhm.
Question mark? Too many belts? So, Jamie, now there's a trios title. And I know you were a big proponent of this as opposed to the All Atlantic title, which we still have not actually seen on Dynamite or Rampage in America. Rampage, I should say.
Amazing.
I don't know if that plays into your answer to this question, but is this too much having the trios titles?
I mean, if they're gonna New Japan it up, they might as well just keep New Japan it up. Like, because that's the way I feel at this point. Like, next thing you know, we have women's tag team champions
That's
because
coming,
they have a
we
lot of
know.
women's tag teams. Like, they are forming a lot of women's tag teams around us, ladies and gentlemen. If you do not see the writing on the wall, I am sorry. But hopefully Mercedes and Trinity will be the new tag team champions. Anyway, I like this title for AEW.
You were a big positive of this from day one of AEW, the possibility about having a trios title.
Yeah, because it was an ROH, and a lot of these guys came from ROH. It's definitely a mainstay over in New Japan as well.
Sure is.
And in AAA.
It absolutely is.
Trios is a thing, and the only one who doesn't do trios is WWE, because,
Right.
old effers who like to, pay out women don't like that.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Hold.
Okay, sorry. I didn't name names.
You're getting ahead of yourself there, but yeah.
I know. But anyway, I really like this, and they're already planting seeds on the show. That was the beautiful thing about that. They planted seeds, and I already know what the final's gonna be. Guaranteed.
It's gonna be Young Bucks.
Stamp it now.
Young Bucks and Hanger versus Adam Cole and Red Dragon. That's not hard to see. That's not hard to see. But you've got
so obvious.
But it's for the point being, and for those who are against all the belts, like my argument is because look at this. When's the last time we saw Wardlow?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we don't need to see every champion every week. You can kind of, Tony has long said he wants to have a wrestling company where wrestlers have a better work-life balance, not the 330 days a year on the road bullshit that someplace in Connecticut forces their people to do, or used to force their people to do pre-pandemic, right? So I don't mind this, honestly. I didn't mind the All Atlantic title either. And like you said, if you're going to go that route, because AAA is the same way too. If you're going to have 85 titles, just fucking go for it. Just roll them all out. Who cares, right? Yes, that means that technically all the titles have less weight because there's so many of them. I mean, that's not necessarily a wrong statement, but depending on how you book, you can make it that the top titles have more weight than everything else.
Yeah,
which I feel is what New Japan has done the best job of, right?
I agree.
Because even though they have all the other stuff, that now since they centralized it into one, right, into a singular heavyweight title, that title has a lot more gravitas than everything else. So I'm good for it. But yeah, they absolutely buried the fuck out of this in the show.
Yeah, it was just thrown in there. And then after this, you had poor Danhausen jobbing for Ricky Starks.
I didn't think at first because it's like there's little hints that, this is not going to be a total jobber. No, it was.
No, he got squashed. But then Ricky's like, I'll face somebody else right now. And then who comes out? Hook.
Motherfucking Hookhausen. Man.
That, like, when his music hit, like, he's winning the belt. Like, I knew it. Like, it was instant in my head. Like,
wearing
he's
orange
the belt.
Trunks. I mean,
yeah, it'd be more apropos.
I thought for sure he was going to drop it to Danhausen. When it didn't happen, because it's time for him to drop it, right, and move on away from this bit,
which he did. Because he dropped it. He dropped it to Hook. Hook's the new champ, and like father, like son.
Love this, man.
And like you had the proud Papa moment because he was on the announce team for that, and it was cool. Then after that, you had a quick, really good promo. Another Dynamite promo from freaking Ricky Starks. Like, I love me some Ricky Starks. Like, I've said it vehemently. Like, for a while now, and
the content of his promo confirmed what your love for him. Like you said, my time is now. Is really basically what it was, but he's really heartfelt in the way, like absolutely right.
He's hot right now, and the people were behind him. Like even though he just lost, and people were like, yeah, yeah. And then in a shocking turn, Will Hobbs went more heel on him, but basically by doing so turned Ricky Stark's face. That's basically what happened here. Like, hey, let's make the heel guy more heel, and the former heel guy automatically becomes face because of that. And now I bet you next time we see Ricky Starks, he will officially be face.
Well, and I think you're right. I think that because people want to cheer on Starks, right? And they do when he gets in the promos. They love him, right, for it, But he's so ingrained as a heel, so you need the catalyst to kind of get him over to be face, and this was definitely it. And so there's no other purpose other than that. Like if this is a 5-week thing that goes to All Out, fuck that. But if it gets Ricky to be face, good, right? That's fine. It served its purpose.
I mean, I would like to see a Ricky Starks versus Will Hobbs. I don't know if it's at All Out, but before then,
we're gonna see that. We'll see a little bit of that somehow, right? We're gonna see that sometime here in the next few weeks, I'm sure. My guess is,
that match will be amazing.
Maybe I don't know, 2 weeks at Rampage on the beach by the in Minnesota land, whatever fucking time. I don't. Stop with the names. Stop.
Cheese curd cage match in Wisconsin.
Vat of beer and bratwurst. All right.
Yeah. The Bavarian Brawl. So next you had Spanish God Sammy Guevara with Tay Conti going against Dante Martin with Sky Blue.
Sky Blue. Yay.
It was a Sky Blue sighting. Yay.
This should have been my match of the night.
It should have, but it was okay. Like it was just
It had some good spots. 2 standing Spanish flies, had some cool moves, They were very well coordinated. It's obvious. And Sammy's been off for a month, right? Understandable. It happens, right? But unnecessary run-ins and just stuff,
like
man.
Sammy gets the win. And then after that, you had him still attacking Dante, and then Sky Blue tries to get in the way, and then here comes Tay Conti in her face, and here comes Anna Jay, and Anna Jay hits her, and then
you got Ruby Soho, Ruby, Eddie, and Ortiz coming out to save,
so then you're gonna have Sky Blue and Ruby eventually teaming up to go against Tay and Anna Jay. TJ. Yeah, that's inevitable. But again, forming some kind of
I'm still good with having the storylines, right? I'm still good with having women's storylines that are going with it. They're doing Anna Jay and Ruby, on Rampage this week. So, okay, good, cool, right? I want to see that match, I want to see, because we've been both hopeful and very I don't want to say negative, but disappointed in some of Anna Jay's progression lately in ring. That would be, Ruby is known for being a good worker for the younger people, being able to carry them along. So maybe that'll help. But we're building up to some sort of, Tay Conti, Ruby Soho thing. I think for sure.
Of course. That's coming. But to get on the Anna Jay bus for a second, like Anna Jay has so much potential. She really does. She's still incredibly green.
So green.
But here's the thing. You can tell the difference between somebody who's working hard behind the scenes and somebody who's working hard on TV. Watch Julia Hart's matches on Dark and tell me that she is not outperforming Anna Jay. She
absolutely
putting in the work, ladies and gentlemen. And Julia Hart's new gimmick as a part of the House of Black, Julia Blackheart, whatever.
Love it.
I'm in, and she's working the persona. She is showing great in-ring awareness. Like that girl she is past Anna Jay, like in level.
Oh yeah.
And she's younger than her. Like Anna Jay's only been in the business for 2 years or 2.5 years now, or 3 years now. And
3 years.
here's
And
Julia,
been like
who's
2
a year and a half, 2. Yeah, like it's not been very long whatsoever. And like she's outworked her, and like Anna Jay needs to continue to put in the work. Like Jade Cargill's still putting in the work every damn week with Brian Danielson. Like she's still putting in the work, and you've seen her get better.
And we dogged on Jade Cargill for different reasons. You know, I think that's partially a booking thing as well. To be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like she's got it. That's the problem. Like she's got it, but the booking, like putting her with Stokely Hathaway, is the best decision they ever made.
Right. And it'd be better if they gave him more leash on top of that, you know. But then again, too, because she has it, everybody knows that she has it. I mean, it's a marketing gold mine, so you'd be stupid not to lean on that. So I understand all that. Julia, though, I mean, I don't know if she's been behind the scenes working with Malachi and Buddy and you know Brody and all that, because she started. I mean, her moveset's become more vicious and darker, right? She's definitely matching her persona, not just her persona up. Her persona work is excellent. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. Blackheart, I mean, it is fantastic. And when you see her, as you said, on Dark, that's the way you go, because that's where you go put the work in, right? Put the work in on Dark, you know, and you can see it. And the way that she presents herself and comes out, whether it's in Orlando or if it's in the pre event tapings, great. Good reception by the crowd. She fits in well. Her moveset matches the House of Black kind of dark gimmick, and it's just like she is come
brutalizer that she does.
Her submissions are fantastic.
Oh, it's so much better than the Queen Slayer, because Queen Slayer is just a sleeper hold. That is the Ring of Saturn's Ring of Saturn brutalizer, whatever you want to call it. It is gorgeous,
it's so good. And the thing is, like, AJ should have a lot more. And I'm not saying that she's not committed, right? You know, I'm not trying to throw her under the bus. Not trying to say this. It's just like you could tell she still has a longer way to go, right? You know, maybe she just needs a different trainer. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, well, hopefully she turns around, because she does have it as well. Like, you can see that she has it. She just needs to continue to put in the work, or she's just gonna be Glacier.
Well, maybe getting the exposure as a heel, you know, will help her do that. Because sometimes you make that flip, and your character, you grow because of your character, right? You know, maybe that post Brody, you know, Lee, Dark Order.
She did her best work as heel Dark Order. Like what she did her best work.
And post Dark, and ever since Brody passed, and the longer it went on, she was just basically there as kind of a part of the Dark Order.
And she hurt her. Okay, maybe we
her
are being
shoulder. But she hurt her shoulder a while ago. She should be better. Let's be real. Okay,
it's about 2 years ago. Yeah. All right, promo of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Promo of the night right here. Jungle Boy dropped serious bombs on
his best promo ever, I would say.
Ever. And I like the continuity that he was wearing the leather jacket that Christian laid on his head after the concerto. I really enjoyed that. I know you picked up on that for sure.
Absolutely, I did.
But no, like everything in there, like wearing turtlenecks and a small prick, that got me rolling. That line, and then here they show
biggest pussy in the world. I mean, just going to
who's wearing a turtleneck. I'm like, oh my God.
And shooting on him getting divorced, which I don't know if that's a shoot or not for real, but he was definitely like playing into this whole like, you're getting divorced, that's why you needed the money, and just going to probably has to do. It just kept. I mean, I don't think he barely does promos anyway. That's his shtick. But my God, he was great.
He was phenomenal. Like, this was by far his best. Obviously, they're setting up for Christian and Jungle Boy here in the very near future. When, do not know. Probably at, Rumble in the Bronx or whatever, the Arthur Ashe Stadium one. Slam. I don't know. Grand Slam.
That one I don't mind being named. Okay, that
one makes sense.
Yes, there's some of them that do make sense. The Fight for the Fallen is fine being named because that's their charity show. So they, but
anyway. Or when like if they're next dying in Duluth or whatever that could be coming up. But anyway, like all these names.
Thank you for joining in for Omelets Over Denver from the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado.
Yes. You had a quick little Young Bucks Hangman thing like we talked about.
Little tease.
That's happening.
Little.
Swerve Strickland, Tony Nese, and Smart Mark Sterling. That match sucked. I am sorry. I did not like it one bit. It was boring.
There's better things that they can do with Tony Nese than what they're doing with Tony Nese.
Yeah, and Swerve's so over. He didn't need this match. You could have, I don't know, had a second women's match.
Hey, just saying, Tony. You can do 2 women's matches. It's okay. You can do it. You got the fucking roster. 2 women's match. 2, goddammit.
So after that, you had Keith Lee and all them talk about Josh Woods, which was great. Malachi Black and Brody King cut a promo on Miro and Darby Allin. Oh my God, it was beautiful. Also, did you happen to know Brody King happened to get new ink? Here lies Darby Allin, like on his body.
I didn't think he had any more space left, So I think
he found some.
It was amazing. Brody challenged him to a coffin match.
Of course.
Of course, yes, we know that. But I thought it's masterful how they did 2 promos in the space of one. Like everybody else, like, once again, we don't know. We're just assuming, whatever. But I can't help but think Julia's picking up, learning things from Malachi. Malachi's helping her out, right? Like for real behind the scenes. Maybe not training her, but definitely they're in her ear, giving her some tips, helping her out, right? Being a good teammate, But my God, everybody should be like asking him for help because in a matter of like the time of one promo, they cut 2 completely separate promos that were equally excellent and continued on for 2 feuds, which we are all about. No matter what this is how you do it, folks. This is how you do it. This is who should be. Unfortunately, he's injured, but this is who should be your trios champs. Is the House of Black.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I don't know if Buddy's going to be healthy by All Out though.
God, it'd be beautiful because those guys as champs would just be.
I know.
Menacing.
I'm pretty sure he's not going to be healthy by then. So they could be the first ones to challenge thereafter, though.
Yeah. And we already talked about Thunder Rosa and Yamashita. This match, again, solid. Good match. It was a good match.
Good match. The crowd was happy to see Yamashita there. It was fine. It just wasn't. It wasn't what they originally gave us on YouTube, which is
God, that one on Dark is a thing of beauty. And ladies and gentlemen, that might be the best women's match I've seen all year. Legit.
Ooh, okay.
Like it was really, really good. This one was okay, but that's the problem. Like they set their own standards so high that there's no way this one could have
ever they couldn't have topped it, and maybe that led to them being so tense.
And then Yamashita's freaking skull kick. Yes. I love that kick.
I love her. It's just, like I said.
Yeah.
This whole
she's
second
great.
half of the show is just kind of like,
Obviously Thunder Rosa won. It was a little clunky. It wasn't what it was. Like it was good. And my shocker of the night, though, for sure, was the main event, and that's Bryan Danielson going against Daniel Garcia.
Yeah,
shocked the hell out of me.
I don't want to say it shocked the hell out of me. It surprised me, and especially technically, this was a great match, right? This is an excellent technical match. I don't know if it's something about Daniel Garcia as part of the Jericho Appreciation Society because I just can't get. I can't.
He deserves to be in the Blackpool Combat Club so much.
I can't not think of his terrible promo skills, which I hate to say this. That's not actually his promo skills. That's really how he talks in real life. That is him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry. It just drives me crazy. I'm like, it's not that good. Okay. Sorry, Daniel. You're a phenomenal wrestler. Just don't talk. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get past that for whatever reason for a lot of times, but I don't know if that's it or what it was, but I was so happy to see Danielson back, and this match did very little for me. I just couldn't get into it. I just couldn't get into it.
Well, it's because it's super highly technical. And
I don't mind a technical match, but this was just like so far.
It was
out
beyond
there.
technical. It was beyond technical.
It really was.
And it was beautiful.
Obnoxiously technical, right? Which you love, which you think is like Chopin's Etude in D minor, right? You know, like, oh, crying is so beautiful. I'm just like,
yes.
Like where's the Spanish? Where's the flippy shit at? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it had the technical excellence in this match was second to none. It was not my match tonight just because of what Roosh and Mox were able to put together. This was definitely match number 2. But like the fact that they had Garcia win,
that was shocking.
Shocked the hell out of me. And in all intents and purposes, clean.
Mostly.
Exactly. Like
there was a little distraction of an arm that grabbed him, which led to a series, which led to him putting him in a ridiculous
marginally clean. Okay. In the realm. We'll call it in the realm. But yeah, no, like that sharpshooter was sick.
That was really sick. And down never tapped, he passed out. So still has never tapped in AEW.
Write that down.
Keeping that going.
So that was Fight for the Fallen, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, yeah, they're pushing up this whole Blackpool Combat Club, Jericho Appreciation Society. Okay, sure, right? You know, overall, it was a fine episode. It was okay.
It was okay.
Moving right along. So
moving right along. That's on point.
It was okay, so we're just gonna move right along. So big story of the week. I don't know if you heard this or not, but I was going to make a joke here, but I'm not going to. But no, big news happening in, of all places, WWE. So for those of you living
happening in WWE,
I know, right? For those of you living under a rock like Jamie, apparently, Vince McMahon has been highly, embroiled in controversies for hush money, for sexual harassment, and other illicit behaviors, payments, payouts, bad activity, passing around of talent between him and Laurinaitis, which is just, if you think about it for a second, is just disgusting. When you think about those two, and well, somewhat surprising, out of freaking nowhere last week, Vince McMahon got online and announced his retirement from wrestling, effective immediately.
Fun fact, he really didn't retire.
Oh, of course he didn't retire. Who bought hook, line, and sinker? Like, oh, yeah. No.
He was forced to resign, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. And you bet your ass he was forced to resign, because that's the way he did it. He said retired, right? Cool. But the board, because WWE, if you did not know, is a publicly traded company, which means that at the end of the day, they are ruled by their board of directors. You can be the HMFIC all you want to be, CEO, whatever. End of the day, those 6, 8, 12, however many people on the board of directors, they control what actually happens at that company. And they're like, hey, you might be taking a lot of undue legal pressure away from our attempts to sell to Disney. Let's be real. And so you need to get the F out of here. So Vince McMahon, no longer involved in WWE. And almost simultaneously, 2 other big announcements went along with it. The replacement are co-CEOs. I have a feeling that co will be changing in the not too distant future. But Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan. I love whoever, I can't remember who did on Twitter, but they keep putting up the graphic every time one of the Vince cabinet gets, pushed aside. It's the old Mortal Kombat chain of Nick Khan moving up the ladder.
Yeah. We posted one of those before.
Yeah, you did. It's fantastic. Along with that, Paul Levesque, better known as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, is your new head of talent talent for all of WWE
and creative.
That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. I couldn't remember what it is.
He's both
talent and creative for all of WWE. And everyone's like, now all the reports are basically like, yeah, Kevin Dunn's a dead man walking. He's basically out the door, which
good. Which I know makes you very happy.
Fuck that guy. This guy who said years ago that Becky Lynch was not hot enough to be a women's champion. Fuck you. Fuck Kevin Dunn. I'm sorry. Apologies for my language, those of you who. But yes. So, all right. So, the great Conpocalypse has gone into full gear here. Vince McMahon gone. Triple H now running all the talent and all the creative, right? Stephanie, who's basically, a corporate side of things. She's doing corporate things, so whatever, cool, right? This and that. Obviously they're moving towards being sold to Disney, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's anything more than that?
Yes.
Okay, go. Give me your thoughts.
So, not only is, his resignation.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot one other thing.
Okay.
I forgot one other thing. Before all this had happened, just a few days earlier, it was made known WWE TV going back to TV 14. Sorry.
But then they caused pause because that's
on hold. But
trying. Yeah, Vince was trying to do that. But okay, so there's a few things that really tripped my trigger about this whole thing.
Go for it.
First things first, he was forced to resign. He's not retiring. And then Stephanie had the fans do a thank you Vince chant on SmackDown. That pissed me off for all the people that he paid $14.6 million to since 2006. Hush money. $14.6 million in hush money to all these people. And we're going to tell this guy thank you.
All these women and his daughter.
Yeah, the chant. Women. And okay. This is a hot take, and I'm sorry if you think this is just crazy, but so you're saying it is okay to manipulate women and just pay them off, but then a guy kills his wife and child, and he is Thanos from existence. What's the line? Like, Chris Benoit doesn't exist anymore. Vince arguably in some instances, because of the mental damage he has done to not only those women but their families and the people around them. Like, what's the line? Because with the Me Too movement, we have people like Marty Scurll can't get a job now, but it's okay for Vince. Thank you, Vince. We have what's
Joey Ryan.
Joey Ryan. Thanos from existence, but
Joey Ryan got fired from being a pirate of the Caribbean at Disney World or whatever the fuck he was doing because they found out about his history.
But thanks, Vince. Thanks for everything. Like, it just, what's the line? And like, just because he's a man of power, it's okay. It's okay for him to do it. It's excusable. Like, the SEC's coming after him.
That's the story. That's what they're selling. That's the bill of goods you just got on TV and everywhere else. Yeah.
I mean, like, legit, this guy's gonna go to jail. SEC is coming after him right now.
Oh, there's more and more that keeps every day. It feels like there's a different shoe dropping about some other thing that's going on in insider trading.
Wall Street
and there's
Journal.
This and there's
Wall
that,
Street Journal has been all over this.
I mean,
Kevin Dunn's probably going to jail too.
Well,
Bruce
and there's
Pritchard's
people
gonna
in
get
Congress.
busted down
Andrew
to a fucking agent.
Oh, and Kevin Dunn should be in jail. Fuck that guy. Once again, I can go on for an hour about all the things I despise about Kevin Dunn, let alone his personal, attitude towards female talent. Like, he is just the worst human being that probably has walked the face of the earth. Honest to God, I don't like Kevin Dunn. But I mean, you got it's our train stuff going on. You have all these other things happening. You have Andrew Yang is trying to get Congress stirred up has been for a while about, for labor protections because of the way that they have treated all their workers as independent contract, so he's got people in Congress looking at him, and, it's just like, he's fucked, I mean,
but thank you, Vince. Dude, that just sent me over the top. And then I guess in his parting gift on Monday Night Raw, he wrote most of that himself. He wrote it.
Yep.
With the Austin Theory, like, your daddy's not here anymore. He wrote that line.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, I mistakenly tuned in on some of Raw thinking that this stuff would change immediately. It's
not. It's gonna take time.
I should have done that. I know. I only kind of popped back and forth into it, but it was enough to drive me crazy. But here's my question for you. Besides that, we have long held Triple H's booking decisions in high regard, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. The man, like him or not, whatever your personal opinions are of Triple H, okay, he understands wrestling. He understands wrestlers, which gives me hope for a lot of these people who are there, who are wrestlers, not college athletes, some college volleyball player who looks good and, is athletic, or, a social media star that's got a large following and, is somewhat athletic, right? Wrestlers, right? He understands that. Do you think that he will be able to, quote unquote, right the ship, steer, maybe not the entirety of it, but a good chunk of the WWE product back towards a more enjoyable thing for those who are more into AEW, Impact, New Japan, AAA?
I hope so. Honestly, because they have the talent. They have the best talent in the world. They really do.
They got more money than anybody else.
They have more money than God. I mean, technically Tony Khan does, or his dad does.
Well, they have more money, yes, but as a company, WWE does.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. Like, he's already made changes. Like, subtle changes. Like, he wants SummerSlam to be the catalyst of all the changes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already made one change. I don't know if you saw this, but Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle are no longer happening there because Matt Riddle's not medically cleared. Even though he's totally fine, it's completely kayfabe. But Seth Rollins is still going to be there. Who's one of Triple H's favorite wrestlers that happens to not be with the company right now?
Johnny Gargano.
Johnny fucking Gargano. I'm calling it now. You're going to see Johnny Gargano back in WWE as part of this new catalyst. And, like, this is going to have ripple effects because with him there, if he's able to show the truth and, like, if he is able, not show the truth, but if he's able to right the ship to your point, you're going to see people that left WWE that were on short-term contracts with AEW, Impact, whatever, come back. Because they weren't going to ever come back because of Vince. Some people are salty forever. CM Punk. He will never go back.
Some people are locked into contracts for the next 5 years. Adam Cole,
Yeah. I mean, you have somebody who's got a contract expiring in the next year, and Jon Moxley. What's Moxley going to do? Because him and Triple H always had a good relationship. It was him and Vince.
Oh, to the best of our knowledge, they did.
Yeah. You know, I mean, according to reports, I should say
Right,
that.
right,
I
right.
should not say that as gospel.
You know, but the thing is too, you know, I think that my hope is this. Okay, you know, do I think that is this going to turn back into original first year? Is it going to turn back into first year AEW and NXT live for the first time, you know, on TV? No. Don't think it will. I think that's a fool's errand to believe that Triple H is going to snap his fingers and we're going to have that level of just fucking, you know, like spotdom all over the place, right? I think that's a folly's error right there. I do think though WWE's product will be better.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mostly going to be the same way it is now.
I
say that because
storylines are going to be better.
See what?
I think storylines will be better.
I think they'll be marginally better. I think, though, for the most part, though, and here's why I say that.
Okay.
Whatever has gone on with that, WWE is still making more money these past couple of years than they've ever made in their existence. And at the end of the day, that's the game for this company because they obviously are trying to get bought by Disney. That's the long-term play for even more money. That's all this is for WWE because they are a publicly traded company controlled by a handful of board of directors who care about one number only, and that is that number that has a little squiggly slash in the front and a couple commas and a decimal point. That is all they care about.
And as long as it's in the black by a lot.
Black by a lot. More than it was before. Keep that going, right? Put that shit in my hand, you know?
Yeah. It's more than $15.
Yeah. So I think it will. I think for the wrestling mark or smarks out there, it will get better. Mm-hmm. I think that if he's lucky, he'll get to gut and relaunch NXT. Please God do. There was nothing wrong with NXT the way it was before.
Not at all. It was actually a great product.
You could have had your main products being just like they are right now. NXT 2.0 brings absolutely dick nothing to the table. They don't get any better ratings. There's no viral buzz about it ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
Other than Nikita Lyons, like just because she's Nikita Lyons,
I can't stand her anyway. Too.
I know you don't like her. It's like
I've never liked her. People are like, "Oh my gosh," and I was like, whatever. She never was my thing anyway. But whatever. You know, every once in a while they'll get like something that happens. You know, Cora Jade dumping the whole like turning on Roxy or Roxanne, whatever. You know, okay,
yeah, and doing the Medusa thing and dropping the belt in the trash,
which they then have Medusa come on the next week apparently and pull the belts out of the trash, and now they're open. That's not how belts work, first of all. But okay. This NXT 2.0 world. Rules are a thing that don't exist. No, I think if that's okay. If I had my druthers, sure, love to see that. But I don't believe that it's going to be such a drastic change back to the good old days, as some people are assuming, right? And, you know, I think it will get marginally better, though. I think it get to the point where I may actually watch at least the pay-per-views or the Big Four again, you know? Which
I hope so.
If you lure me in, that's great. Because I have nothing. That's what we grew up on, Jamie.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Like, I agree. Like, when your point is 100% valid. That the storylines will probably get marginally better because they are going to be watered down versions because they are wanting to get bought by Disney. So they're not going to be the cutting edge WWE that we grew up on. And not this so beyond watered down crap that they have. And every now and again you throw in a love triangle, which makes zero sense. But, you know, like, it is going to be better. It will be better. But, like, obviously all, like, tons of marks like, oh, it's going to be so much better. I'm like, hold the phone.
How?
I'm hoping it's going to. They have the talent. They're going to probably push the right people. Give, you know, some of these mid-carders their due. Hopefully they do something with Dolph Ziggler because that guy's paid his dues and he's a hell of a fucking wrestler. Ricochet, It'd be nice to see him do something. They got the talent. It's never been a talent problem with them. It's just been using it properly. And
the usage.
I think one of the things that Triple H did very well down with NXT was use his talent appropriately.
Absolutely. And if he takes that approach and if he can fully implement it out, and he's talking about SummerSlam kickoff, so I would say give the man this time by Rumble, right? By Rumble, what's our storylines look like here? How are we going with this? Do we have some interesting things, or is it all just the bloodline and I don't even know what else? They haven't invested shit else. And the Miz versus social media or whatever the fuck is going on Raw, I mean, where are you at, right? If I was him, I would do a lot of different things, but I would hope that he does that. I hope that he taps into a lot of that. Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, he's still in WWE, isn't he?
With pants on now.
Oh, he's part of that
I guess people. Well, he runs it now.
Yeah, whatever the hell the recession or whatever they're called.
The Midnight Runners. I don't know what they're called.
We obviously don't watch it, guys, but I wouldn't mind. I mean, hey, more wrestling in my week. Why the fuck not, right? You guys let us know, okay? Not some Vince is Vince. Fuck him, right? Okay, off in the sunset. But with Triple H specifically, do you think WWE's in the direction to go for the better? Or is this a stopgap until Nick Khan makes his final cuts to take ultimate control and cash that big check from Disney? Because let's be honest, that's really the end game that I see coming out of this. And once 100%. They go on Disney, what will it really be? And it's got to be Disney. I don't care what anybody says. I don't see any other player. NBC Universal, nah. HBO, we've already talked about that. That's AEW's land.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who else there could be. Amazon. Why would they buy a wrestling company? I don't see that.
I mean, they got more.
They got the bucks. They got the platform for it. That's why I even bring up Amazon. Okay. They have the money and they have the platform, so that. And Jeff Bezos has done weirder things.
I mean, hell. I mean, you got the owner of Tesla. What's his name? I can't think of his name right now.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Yeah, I mean, he backed out Twitter. He's got the money.
He could buy WWE over 3 times over. So you guys let us know. Comment down below. Give us a tweet. Either way, what are your thoughts? Do you think it's going to get better? Do you think it's going to change at all? Do you care? Let us know. Anything else you got, Jamie?
No, I felt like that was a good one to end on.
Let's end on that. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate you giving us some of your time here. If you're not doing anything this Saturday, join us in Raytown, Missouri at Crane Brewing Company. Right off the Rock Island Trail there. It's going to be it's going to be like A2 for a high. By the time the show kicks off, it's going to be in the 70s. Ending off in like the upper 60s at the end of the night. It's going to be fantastic. Beautiful evening show going on. Journey Pro KC. Tickets still available. JourneyProKC.com. We will be there. Me with my beach attire. Jamie with his troll outfit on. It's going to be great times had by all. We'll let you know how it all was next week. Once again, every Thursday we'll be back here. Keep an eye out. Interviews coming here. That's what we got. So thank you guys for listening. Thanks for watching. We do appreciate you giving us some of your time. And Jamie, I'm going to turn to you to take it home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I have 5 words for you. Rest in peace, Choco Taco.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace.